a lot of men feel like they don't have anything to offer. Like, what can I offer her? But stop thinking of it as in terms of material things. Usually when a woman is successful and she's made her way in the world and she's got her money and she's financially stable, what she needs and what's oftentimes missing is the emotional support. And sometimes that's literally what we need from a man. We need emotional support to feel loved unconditionally, a team player. So when I have to go out into the world and fight these battles and prove my worth, I got my man at home saying, baby, you can do it.
Emotional support is one of the most important elements of being in relationship when it comes from the perspective of a woman. The most confusing part about this being an important element is most women know they need it, but they don't know how important it is. Society has taught us to be big dreamers and rely on the fantasy of what we cook up in our minds. And for us, we started out as a princess when we were younger and wanting to be swept off of our feet, as well as feeling as though our knight in shining armor is our prince, and he's going to take us from this life into something so much more magical that it's going to carry us into happily ever after. And as much as we are acclimated into the world, we tend to still have that fantasy looming around in our mind, even though the life we live from day to day looks nothing like that. So for each individual woman, our goal is to get as close to that dream as humanly possible. Now, Taraji spoke about being successful and financially. For some women, they need that financial security to be able to tap into the emotional security part. But it's my opinion that as a woman, because we are so much based in our emotions, we do know that it's needed. We just don't know how to get it. And money is a lot easier to put into perspective and understand how to create money, how to make money. But when it comes to emotional support, most women don't have the teachings to understand what necessary work or what needs to be done to achieve receiving emotional support, or what type of person is capable of displaying emotional support. So because of that, it goes unspoken, and women barely know about it. So how can men know about it? So they have this yearning to be everything and fulfill their woman because their instinct is to provide. But unfortunately, though they have that instinct, they don't have the information and the tools to be able to supply what's needed. So they go by what's spoken about. They go by TV. They go by the things that is discussed in everyday society, which is financial support. So it's understandable that a man would assume that financial support is the way to a woman's heart. It's also understandable that if she's already financially secure, he will doubt his own efforts in being able to secure her in other areas of her life, because to him, those areas don't really exist because they're A, not talked about, and then B, not demonstrated in everyday life in most homes between the mother and father, so the kids understand that these needs need to be provided for and catered to as well. So we end up stepping out into the world and navigating things that we have no idea even exist, so we don't know we need to provide them. And that's where the conversation needs to start. It's important for us to be able to speak what we need, and men to be able to process that need and know that it looks like a specific thing, so they can provide it and then we can receive it. And Unfortunately, because this discussion doesn't happen enough, most men, if you are financially secure as a woman, a man won't even approach you because that's the only area to his knowledge that he knows he can be helpful in. When little does he know, we have so many other areas that need his attention, but because we barely know they exist, we don't talk and we don't put that information out there to be communicated about. And it's very important to be able to have that discussion. So just to put this out there to hear this from another woman and then myself as well, this is definitely an area of need. And there are plenty of ways where you can be helpful and supportive to your woman that doesn't look like financial support. So talk to her, communicate with her, sit down and understand what that fantasy, that dream, that emotional support looks like specific to her. Peace.